Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Your king, queen, president, and lord of the world speaking here about this story that we all should have read. Where are you going? Where have you been? Written by Joyce Carol Oates. She made a lot of stylistic choices within this short story alone, which was based off of this one serial killer, Charles Howard Smith. The question about this text that I have sort of repeating in my head is how, even though we see certain things about Schmid in general, just like within articles and within studies about him, how is he, even though being in a not so fortunate situation to prosper as a child, which ended up in effect making him a serial killer in a way. How did that end up translating into the book so differently and similarly in different ways? Because we see the similarity in the confidence, the cadence, the charm in Told You I'd Be Out, didn't I? The third page of the short story. That similarity is very, very clear. I mean, that's the same similarity that a lot of serial killers have if they're going after women, because it's luring and trapping and yeah. But the difference, which I gotta just adjust my crown, is the partners, because that can affect a lot. So, as we see in an article, Schmid, Saunders, and French drove Roe into the desert where the men raped her and then cracked her skull with a rock, written by Bobson. That shows not just one, two different partners. His girlfriend, Schmidt's girlfriend, and just another friend who drove Roe into a desert. Roe was the first victim of Schmid, and this, compared to just Ellie, as we see in the story and the film, is very different, because likely they were very coordinated and understood how to commit their goal. But Ellie was very deterring and very unresponsive, so it's really odd in a way. Not a very appealing character, to be honest with you. But also in the movie is the comparison between Schmid and Arnold in the text is very different. Arnold in the movie and the text is sort of different, because we can see how in the text he opened the door very carefully, as if he were afraid it might fall off, which can imply like an old fragile car. But in the movie we see a very nice convertible car, which can say two different things. He's being careful, which would support the text in my opinion, but it also can defy Schmid himself, because Schmid was good with money. But then it can also just say oh, this guy's poor and he's using what little money he has to lure women. So different things mean different whatever. But it's an uncomfortable story that can make you think a lot about how women can be taken advantage of very easily without just touching. It's just those mind games that we see in the text in the movie. It's a harsh play on the brain, which not really. It's just women. It's just everyone in general. It's very easy to take advantage of people. But those mind games can be very strong. So do with that what you will, my citizens. I declare this ended.